You feel it before you even notice. A question slips from your lips. A thought, an impulse, a detail about yourself you thought was private. And suddenly, the room shifts. You see it in their eyes, that spark of recognition, that quiet calculation. They know something you didn't intend to show. Your mind races. Did you just give them leverage? Did you just hand over a weapon wrapped in your own words? There's a chill crawling up your spine. The certainty you carried seconds ago is gone. You are exposed, and you feel powerless. You notice how your pulse quickens, how your thoughts scatter, how your control frays. You can't stop replaying it in your head. Each revelation, each explanation, each confession is multiplied. They now hold pieces of you didn't authorize, pieces that can be used against you. And yet, nobody warned you. Nobody told you that even the smallest disclosure, your fears, your ambitions, your plans, could be mined, weaponized, and turned into a force that bends around you while you flail inside the illusion of openness and honesty. You thought sharing was safe, even noble. You believed transparency would protect you. But instead, you are naked in a space where others move with advantage, and your movements feel slow, predictable, inevitable. That moment of realization hits like a weight. The knowledge that the world has already started acting before you can react. And the quiet, terrible truth settles. Control is slipping, not because you failed externally, but because you revealed too much of what lives inside. You were taught that honesty is virtue, that openness is strength, that sharing your thoughts, your fears, your dreams marks you as trustworthy, admirable, even good. You followed this. You bared pieces of yourself, thinking it would create connection, safety, or respect. You believed that revealing your intentions would earn alignment, that revealing your weaknesses would earn protection. And yet, look around. Look at what happened. Every disclosure was a tool in someone else's hands. Every confession, every subtle reveal has been repurposed. Nature does not care about your intentions. Psychology does not reward your kindness. Systems do not value your sincerity. Your honesty has been exploited, twisted, and weaponized against you. You were promised understanding, warmth, reciprocity, but received calculation, manipulation, and indifference. You followed the rules, yet the rules never applied to others in the same way. The world has been indifferent to your virtue, punishing you for what you assumed was good. You were told transparency creates strength, but it has made you predictable. You were promised alignment, and yet you were isolated, outmaneuvered, exposed. There is no moral safety net. There is only leverage, given and taken, understood and misinterpreted, controlled and uncontrolled. What you believed to be honorable, what you believed to protect you, has left you vulnerable. What the world rewards is not your openness, but your adaptability. Not your sincerity, but your strategic opacity. The harsh truth is that alignment with reality, not morality, is what preserves power, influence, and freedom. Sun Tzu said it plainly. All warfare is based on deception, not just on armies or swords, but on knowing what is hidden and exploiting what is revealed. Machiavelli warned rulers to cloak intentions, to appear pliable while acting decisively. Psychology confirms it now. People subconsciously calibrate behavior around what they know of you. Every word you share, every subtle hint, becomes data for others to manipulate, anticipate, or control you. These authorities, ancient and modern, were not moralists. They were observers of reality, unapologetic about the cruelty of exposure. The lesson they deliver is uncomfortable. Transparency is not safety. Disclosure is not trust. Opacity is power. Silence and selective revelation create leverage, because the unknown cannot be countered, cannot be predicted, cannot be exploited with certainty. When others try to manipulate you, their success depends on their access to information. When you control the flow of what is seen, when you reveal only what is safe, the dynamic shifts. You become the variable they cannot calculate. You occupy the center of uncertainty, untouchable and calm, while others react, misjudge, and overreach. These thinkers were not being cruel. They were observing an immutable principle of life. Those who reveal too much are at the mercy of those who watch closely. Those who preserve mystery wield influence. The forbidden truth is that power does not reward kindness, honesty, or openness. It rewards strategy. And strategy begins with knowing what to keep hidden, even from those who seem closest, and knowing that every disclosure is a move in a game where advantage is everything and vulnerability is fatal. You feel it now, the weight of your own mistakes. The sleepless nights replaying conversations, the anxiety curling in your chest when someone used what you revealed against you. You know the frustration, the exhaustion of always having to explain, defend, justify, or repair the damage caused by words you didn't think would matter. You've felt the confusion of being blindsided by manipulations you could have predicted if only you had held something back. You've carried the shame of realizing that your openness, your honesty, has been a currency for others, not a shield for yourself. You're tired of being predictable, of handing advantage to those who sense weakness. You've been searching for a solution, for a way to reclaim the ground you lost without becoming hard, cold, or unfeeling. And now it's here. This is the moment where the fog clears. You will learn to dismantle the lies you were taught, the myths of transparency, the illusions of trust. You will discover precise tools, methods of control that do not require aggression, strategies that preserve freedom without cruelty, and ways to move unseen while others flail in their assumptions. Understand this. Once these principles take hold, there is no going back. You cannot unsee the advantage of silence. You cannot unlearn the leverage of strategic opacity. Once you internalize how to wield concealment, your reactions, your disclosures, your presence itself become instruments of influence. The relief of understanding will be matched by the responsibility it imposes, because mastery is never passive. It demands vigilance, discipline, and the willingness to let go of old habits that have kept you vulnerable. Here is the path forward. There are 5 principles you must understand. Not slogans, not hacks, not superficial tricks, but enduring shifts in perception that will permanently change how the world responds to you. Each principle addresses a fundamental reality, that what you reveal shapes your vulnerability, and what you conceal shapes your influence. These principles will teach you how to preserve opacity, act unpredictably, and maintain leverage over both allies and opponents. They are not moral prescriptions. They are strategic imperatives. The first principle will show you why every disclosure is a decision with consequences beyond your awareness. The second will expose the illusions that make openness feel safe while leaving you exposed. The third will reveal the forbidden truths observed by strategists, philosophers, and psychologists, truths that few dare to teach. The fourth will guide you through transforming frustration, anxiety, and regret into clarity, discipline, and control. The fifth will demonstrate how to embody power internally, so that external forces cannot dictate your perception, your actions, or your influence. These 5 principles are interlinked. They are not temporary skills. They are cognitive structures that reshape how you exist in the social, psychological, and strategic environment. As you internalize them, your presence will become harder to anticipate, your moves more precise, and your vulnerabilities less exploitable. They are not promises of domination over others. They are commitments to sovereignty over yourself, a mastery of exposure, and the ability to wield discretion as a form of authority that no one can take from you. By the end of this journey, the way others interpret your actions and the way you interpret the world will be forever altered. The blunt truth is this: what you reveal, you lose. Every word, every hint, every subtle confession is data for others to exploit. Your old behavior answering every question, explaining every choice, clarifying every intention, made you predictable. You were a map others could read, a puzzle already solved. The new behavior is deliberate opacity. You do not disclose what can be used against you. You answer selectively, speak minimally, and let silence carry weight. Imagine a fortress with invisible walls. The enemy cannot strike what they cannot see. When you embody concealment, people miscalculate your intentions, underestimate your plans, and reveal their own vulnerabilities in the process. They test boundaries that do not exist, exposing their strategies while you remain unreadable. Others respond differently. They hesitate, they second-guess, they overreach. You are no longer reactive, you are sovereign. Discipline, not aggression, is the instrument here. There is calm authority in knowing that withholding is not weakness, but power. You are no longer compelled to explain, justify, or reveal your inner life. You allow the world to operate around you while preserving the core of yourself as untouchable. The subtlety of this principle is that it does not require deception. It requires mastery over your own impulses to disclose. Concealment is not a performance. It is an internal order. As you internalize this, your presence alone communicates strength. You become a variable others cannot calculate, a force defined by what remains unseen rather than what is revealed. Your leverage grows in direct proportion to your silence. Every piece of information about yourself carries cost. Your old behavior sharing freely, believing that openness builds trust-treated words like a limitless currency. You gave without accounting for the price. Each detail your fears, ambitions, routines became a tool others could trade against you. The new behavior is precision in communication. Every disclosure is deliberate, calculated, and intentional. Think of it as a ledger. For every word you release, you must weigh the power it gives away against the advantage you gain. Strategic economy means you reveal only what serves your purpose, nothing more. Like an investment portfolio, your information must yield returns in influence, leverage, or protection. Otherwise, it is wasted. When you operate this way, others begin to misstep. They assume they know your motives, and they act on that assumption, often exposing their own weaknesses. Your restraint forces them to overreach, revealing intentions and creating opportunity. People respond differently. They respect your control, fear your unpredictability, and hesitate to test boundaries. Power is not aggression. It is measured management. By treating your disclosures as finite assets, you no longer surrender advantage to curiosity, sympathy, or convenience. Your words become instruments, not accidents. You command the flow of what is seen, what is known, and what is exploitable. Every silence reinforces authority. Every careful revelation preserves freedom. The world begins to operate within the limits you set, not the limits imposed by your impulses. Mastery of the economy of disclosure turns exposure into armor, unpredictability into leverage, and restraint into a form of quiet, irresistible power. The harsh truth is that predictability is vulnerability. Your old behavior explaining, revealing, clarifying made you legible, easy to anticipate, easy to manipulate. The new behavior is cultivated mystery. You allow others to wonder, to question, to miscalculate. Think of yourself as a chessboard where some pieces are hidden, where your intentions remain obscured. The uncertainty forces others to act prematurely, to reveal their own strategies while you remain untouchable. Mystery is not deception. It is strategic absence. It is the space between what is known and what is possible, a tension that compels observation, curiosity, and caution. When others cannot see your next move, they hesitate. They overstep. They expose themselves while you maintain calm, unshakable composure. People respond differently. They measure words before speaking, tread carefully, and unconsciously grant you more influence because your unpredictability demands respect. The power of mystery lies in perception. Your presence alone communicates authority because the unknown generates attention and respect. Silence, selective disclosure, and a careful withholding of personal details create an aura that is difficult to influence, difficult to counter, and difficult to manipulate. Discipline, not performance, sustains this state. Every revelation you resist strengthens your position. Every question you decline to answer amplifies your leverage. The world begins to operate around your opacity. You are no longer subject to the whims of curiosity or manipulation. You are a force defined by what is intentionally unseen, an authority measured not in words, but in the space you leave between knowledge and assumption. The truth is this: emotions are signals, not weapons. Your old behavior reacting immediately, revealing frustration, excitement, fear, or desire made your state of mind readable, manipulable, predictable. Every outburst, every visible reaction was a roadmap for others to exploit. The new behavior is emotional reserve. You internalize, observe, and act with deliberate calm. Like a lake's surface, unruffled by the storm above, you convey control and sovereignty, even when turbulence churns beneath. This discipline is not suppression. It is mastery over impulse. When you maintain calm, others reveal their intentions through reaction. They misjudge your strength, overstep boundaries, and expose vulnerabilities of their own while you remain unreadable. People respond differently. They hesitate, they second-guess, they miscalculate. Authority emerges naturally from composure, not from volume or aggression. Emotional reserve allows you to navigate social, professional, and strategic landscapes with flexibility. You no longer surrender leverage to impulse, curiosity, or pressure. Your reactions are no longer dictated by provocation or expectation. Each moment of restraint compounds power. Every instance of silent observation turns chaos into clarity. Those around you learn that influence cannot be bought by provocation, that control cannot be coerced, and that you exist on a plane where emotion serves strategy, not reaction. The mastery of emotional reserve transforms exposure into advantage. Others' impulses become predictable, while yours remain opaque. Calm becomes your signature. Discipline becomes your authority. You move through the world unreadable, untouchable, and measured a presence that shapes outcomes not by force, but by the immutable gravity of self-control. The blunt truth is that real power begins within. Your old behavior seeking approval, reacting to others' moves, letting circumstances dictate your response-placed authority outside yourself. You surrendered control to curiosity, expectation, and manipulation. The new behavior is sovereignty over self. You decide when, where, and how to act. You govern your impulses, your disclosures, your emotions. Like a captain steering a ship through turbulent waters, you maintain course regardless of storms, external pressures, or shifting tides. Others respond differently. They hesitate, they test boundaries, they reveal themselves while you remain an anchored, deliberate presence. Sovereignty is not about domination over others. It is mastery over perception, reaction, and influence. You no longer hand advantage to those who probe, question, or pressure. You move according to your own strategy, your own priorities, and your own timing. Every restraint reinforces authority. Every calculated choice strengthens leverage. By internalizing this principle, the world ceases to dictate your moves. You exist as an independent variable, unpredictable yet consistent in your control. The paradox is simple. Those who appear untouchable, calm, and measured rarely need to act aggressively. Power flows to those who govern themselves first. The discipline of self-control allows strategic flexibility, opacity, and mastery over what can be revealed or concealed. You no longer react to circumstance. You shape the circumstances themselves. Your sovereignty is silent, absolute, and enduring a presence that commands respect not through noise, but through the quiet, unwavering authority of a mind aligned with reality and shielded from exploitation.